Okay, so I'm going to do another quick tutorial video here, partly because my sister just texted me and asked me how to do this, and I thought, you know what, it might be easier for me just to show it versus telling her in person. So, we are going to join another piece of yarn to what we're crocheting, as if we ran out. So I'm doing this as if it were a double crochet. And again, in this project that I'm working on, I'm not going into the normal stitch marks. I've been going into the in-between, so that's why it does look a little different. But it's essentially the same. So I'm going to start a double crochet where I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two. Now, to join the color, this is where you do it. I take this other yarn that I've been working with, and I pull it over here, and I tuck it back here under my finger. See that? So it's out of the way. Then I take the new yarn that I'm working on. I like to give myself about 3 inches worth of a tail so I can sew in my ends. And I tuck that back over here with the other yarn. So now it looks like I'm crocheting just like I was before, but with my new yarn out. And it's very important that you join in the last step of the crochet. So now you yarn over, you pull through 2 loops, and look it, here we are. Here is the finished double crochet, all in that one color, and then here is the new working yarn. I'm going to do a double crochet so that you can see. I like to do 1 or 2 more stitches. Then I stop, I flip my work over, and where these 2 yarns are, this is what I do. There are other ways. I just do a simple first step of a knot, like what you're doing with your tire shoes. I just do that to kind of hold my place. I don't like to put knots in my work because I feel it. Now, if you're someone that likes to knot, that's great. Please continue as such. I just prefer not to have knots. So I just do a once over, and then I leave it until I'm done crocheting, and then I will weave in these ends with my needle, my darning needle. I'll go in and out of all this crochet that I've just done and hide those ends. So that is how you joined. Now I'll show you again. Another reason why I don't like to knot mid-project is because if I decide I want to frog it or I don't like what I've done, I don't have to try to pick or cut out knots. Okay, so let's start. We're going to start with a double crochet, yarn over, poke through your stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up 2, and grab your yarn, give yourself a bit of a dangle tail, tuck it on over here behind your work, and then, just a second, okay, and then I wrap yarn over and I pull it through these last 2 stitches. Let's do another one over here, yarn over, pull through 2, pull through 2, flip it over, take your 2 loose ends, tie like a half of a knot. Part of the reason you're doing this is because you're giving your yarn a little bit of tightness so that this stitch doesn't just flip right out. And there you go. I changed from this color right here to this one right there. Now I'm going to do the same thing for you guys, but I'm going to do it just in case for my sister, in case she's doing a single crochet, because I don't know if she's doing singles or doubles. You would follow the same procedure if you were doing a treble. You would yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and you always change your color on the last pull through. So if you were doing a single crochet, you would take your hook, poke it in, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now normally to finish this you would just yarn over and pull through 2, but because you're changing colors or adding a new yarn, you're going to stop, tuck this yarn behind your hand, give yourself a little bit of a dangle so you can sew that in, tuck that back where you had the other one, nice and tight, yarn over and pull that through. And then continue with your single crochet. Do a couple of them to get the tension, flip it over, and again, like I said, I like to do a little bit of a knot here so that while I'm working this doesn't slip out. And then when I'm done, I'm going to go through there and sew that in. Okay, so that is how you add a yarn, skein of yarn, or change colors when you just have a little bit left. I hope this helps. Until then, happy crafting!